Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Crazy stuff going on in the world right now, and I wanted to just take a few moments of your time to speak about it and to let you know what I'm seeing out there, what me and my friends are seeing. We've been diving super deep into the research, into all of the different theories and things about what's going on. And short to say, if you not got a lot of time, what's going on out there right now is not what they're saying is going on. But that's what the purpose of this video is, to dive into a little bit about those ideas. Um, Should be great. Probably be about 5 minutes, I'm guessing. I guess we'll see at the end of the video how long it is, but there's a lot of information to cover, and I'm probably just gonna sort of scratch the surface, kind of glance over it. But I really want to get this video out there and just get my thoughts out there and kind of share some new perspectives with you that, if you haven't already seen, will definitely start to change the way that you're thinking about this whole pandemic, or as I like to call it now, plan-demic, because realistically, when we're looking at it and the things that it's being used for, whether or not it was intentionally released initially, this virus, whether it was made in a lab, whether it was actually from some dude eating a freaking bat soup, like, who actually believes that shit? I don't know. Maybe it happened. Who knows? Could have, but theoretically, I don't know. It also could have been made in a lab. So that's what I'm going with. That's what I'm basing some of this off of. But even if it's from some dude who ate a bat soup and then contracted this virus, which is possible, it's plausible. Um, there's a lot of things that this whole thing is being used for as a guise and a smokescreen to sort of have some other pieces of the chess puzzle kind of move into play. So that's what I want to talk about. So basically, first couple of things is that, first of all, it's being blown way out of proportion. Okay. Yes, people are dying. Yes, it affects people particularly that are old. And, I understand that. But also at the same time, there's not a lot of people that are dying in comparison to other diseases. And I want to really point out this fact to you. This is something that it's been on my mind. It's, if the government, if the establishment, if the powers that be, if you will, actually gave a shit about your health, if they gave a flying fuck about your health, they would be working to rectify cancer. They'd be working to rectify autoimmune diseases. They'd be working to rectify diabetes and all sorts of other different things like that. But guess what? They're not, because they don't actually give a shit about your health. All they really give a fuck about, excuse my language, is about making money. That's what these guys are there for. They're there to make money, and they don't really care about your health. And this whole thing is not about your health. It's about a far deeper agenda than that. So, a couple things to mention. If you haven't already heard of the deep state, and what Trump refers to sometimes as like draining the swamp, then I would definitely recommend you look into that. Okay, the cabal, that whole thing. We're going kind of deep here now, but there's a lot of information there to be dived into, and I would really recommend it, because this is where a lot of the answers are from. These people, these presidents, these prime ministers, Trudeau's one of them, Trump's another, hope not, but probably is. Well, I guess time will tell. Basically, any of these governments, they're not your real government. You're not really electing the liberal government to be your government. You're not really electing the conservatives or the NDP. No, in the end, all these guys are pretty well the same. They get controlled by what's called a shadow government. So these are people that are behind the scenes, that are really the puppeteers of this whole show going on, puppet show, and they're the ones that are calling the shots. It's not these guys that you see. Those are literally just the front men. Those are the ones that you see. Those are the ones that you think are in charge, but they're really not. People that are in charge, Rothschilds, Rockefellers, we can go down the list. Those are the main ones. Okay, this is what we're calling the deep state. These are people who have a shitload of money. Like, I'm talking hundreds of billions for sure, if not trillions. Like, they're not going to be on your Forbes list because they don't want to be known, but trust me, they're there, and they're the ones that are pulling the strings, and they own all the companies pretty well in the world, all these like massive companies like Walt Disney, IBM, Microsoft. Bill Gates, by the way, who owns Microsoft, if you haven't looked into that guy yet, seriously do it, because he's not a saint by any means. Like, it's just unbelievable the kind of stuff that that guy pushes. And I can go into this in a whole separate conversation, but for sake of a shorter video, just look into it. He's like super evil. Not even kidding. Look into it. I thought he was like, when I was younger, I'm like, oh yeah, Bill Gates. I want to be like Bill Gates. He's like a rich dude. No. He's a Satanist, basically. Look into it. Anyways, going off a little bit on the side, but that was worth mentioning. Let me go down the list a little bit here. Um, Here's a theory. Trump is maybe a good guy. Let's hope. And that he's using this whole plandemic, as we're calling it, as a bit of a guise, as a smokescreen to arrest these pedophiles, these people involved in Pizzagate and things like that. This is all real. Like, trust me, it's real. Look into it. If you want to look at a really good podcast that was just done right now, look at London Real. They had David Icke on there. Amazing. That will cover a lot of the information that I'm going to talk about in this little brief segment. Um, and there's a lot of other resources as well. Excuse me, got the Rona. Kidding, hopefully not. But even if I did, not a big deal, because guess what? It's basically the freaking flu. And if you have a good, strong immune system and you're eating healthy vegetables, you're getting good sleep, you're going out and exercising, like, go out and get some freaking sunshine. This whole quarantine idea, what a fucking joke. Seriously, who believes this shit? And I know the media propagates it. So, like, I get it. And like, I've stayed inside myself even for parts of the day because for me, I'm using this as like self-development time. I'm like, oh, let's meditate 3 hours a day now. Like, it's really good time. And I actually have been doing that, which is amazing. But realistically, you're not going to just go and infect a bunch of people just by going outside. Like, it's the whole thing is crazy. So, disclaimer, I have a right to say all this, freedom of speech. Thank you. And just in case anyone else sees this video and reports it to the authorities, go ahead, go for it. Anyways, for real, not a big deal. Don't worry about it. Go out, get some sunshine, go out in nature, live your life. This whole economic shutdown around this thing, that is crazy. Like, this country, all the countries are going to go into massive turmoil. The unemployment rate, if you look at it on a graph right now, from like the 30s and before, like when the 30s happened, the Great Depression and everything, like the unemployment rate obviously went up, and then, normally after went back down. But if you look at it now, the amount of people that are having to claim unemployment because the government shutting everything down, it's like fucking skyrocketed. Nobody can really sustain this. Governments can't sustain this. They're injecting, US is about to inject $2 trillion. Like, I don't even know how many freaking zeros are in that. It's just an insane amount. And they're just going to sit there and print money all day long because they're fucking Rothschild Federal Reserve banksters. They own all the money anyway, so what is it to them? But one of these days, and very soon, their whole currency is going to come crashing down. The US dollar, the US petrodollar, is going to come crashing down, and so are a lot of these other currencies. And what they're ultimately trying to do, I believe, and many other people believe, and look into it, is marching us towards a one world currency. Okay, this is some serious New World Orders type shit. It's real. I've been studying this shit for like, God, I was going to say 5 years, but it's been a lot longer than that. So I know what I'm talking about. This is real. Their plans are very devious. I wish to say that they are very light giving, love, etc. I'm praying that things can turn around and that they will, but just need to be real a bit as well with what's going on. So go out there and boost up your immune systems. I've got a hyperbaric chamber, by the way. If anyone wants to come use it, please text me. I will let you come and use my hyperbaric chamber. It's absolutely incredible for immune health, brain health, etc. We can go down the list. That's a separate conversation. Point is, this whole thing, not what they say it is. I hope Trump's doing this arrests and whatnot. I hope he's a good guy. Maybe not. QAnon is a good source for that if you want to look into that theory. Also, they could be using this, and I think they are using this as a guise, because everyone's out of school right now, to inject 5G technology into the schools. That's an absolute abomination. I don't know if anyone out there has looked at 5G. I mean, I know all of me and my friends have, but anyone else watching this video, and I don't know how far this is going to go, if you can spend a little bit of time, look into the health effects of 5G frequencies. It's fucking nuts. Seriously, this stuff is a literal weapon. It's not all about like, oh, I'm just going to go download my movies faster. Like, no, that's not what this shit's about. It's a literal weapon. They use this as crowd control. I'm not kidding. So they're people are out of schools right now, so they can go put this into schools right now, and that's likely what they're doing. LA just got announced that they're going to have a 2-month or more lockdown. Excuse me? How many people live in LA? 2-month lockdown over this freaking virus? Like, are you kidding me? Which we don't even know where it came from. Like, if it came from some dude eating the bat soup, or if it came from a freaking lab in Wuhan, which, by the way, they have a crazy biosafety lab in Wuhan they could totally make this shit out of. if it's a result already of 5G, which is already apparently hugely deployed in Wuhan, in that area. So there's a lot of lots of stuff to be said about that. It's crazy what's going on up there. Guys, don't believe the hype. Yes, people are dying. I understand that. Yes, on some levels it's serious, but it's really not as serious as they say. The media is unbelievable what they're doing. I think the media should be tried for contempt in court. They should be tried for all their crimes, which they're doing, which, you know, at the base level it's all fear. It's fear. And you know what? Fuck fear. I don't choose fear. I choose faith. I know we're going to get through this. I know everyone's going to be fine. You're all going to be good. And in fact, I'm choosing to believe that we're going to come out of this stronger than ever before. I see a lot of good things, and that's what I try to focus on. Point of this video is a little bit about that and a lot about telling you what some of the other stuff's going on, just so you're aware, at least if you haven't already had an awareness of some of this stuff. But yeah, please don't give into it. Please don't watch the news. Like, I mean, I was like watching the news even for a bit. My parents were watching the news for a little bit, and I was kind of getting dragged into it. But like, seriously, y'all got to stop, because it's crazy and it's not what they say it is. Let me just see if I can pull up a graph for you real quick, because it's super interesting and shows how this whole thing is not what they say it is. I posted this on my Instagram earlier. Let me just pull this up real quick. Okay, hopefully you can see this. I don't know if it's going to come out super clear, but let's see if that gets any better. Okay, I don't think it's very clear at all, but basically from that arrow, that red arrow, that's the severity, the mortality rate of coronavirus compared to all these other things above it with higher, significantly higher mortality rates. Let's go down the list from the top: tuberculosis, hepatitis B, pneumonia, HIV, AIDS, which kills HIV/AIDS alone, apparently, according to this graph, kills 2,100 people a day. That's insane. Coronavirus, way less than that. Malaria, rotavirus, seasonal flu, norovirus, whooping cough, typhoid, cholera. I can go down the list more. I think you get the point. Guys, go out there, embrace, I won't say embrace social whatever, because everyone's like, oh, social distance. Okay, but you should go out there and at least communicate with people, whatever, keep your distance if that's an issue, but go out there, speak with people. Social isolation is not good for your health. That alone will decrease your immune system and increase your chances of getting the freaking coronavirus. So go out there and be with some people. If you got to keep your distance, fine. Live out and enjoy your food, eat some good food, get some great sunshine, have fun, go play sports, exercise. All the gyms are closed right now. I get that. That kind of sucks. You got to go out there and run. You got to do something to get your mind active, to get your body moving, to get the blood flowing, and get your immune system boosted and your brain working as intended. So again, lots of crazy stuff. I can keep going on, perhaps for another video. It's already been 13 minutes. Like, how did I even talk for this long? Crazy. Guys, in short, one world currency, it's coming. Microchips are coming. Do not accept the microchips, please, when they come. And this is an early warning. I'm going to say this again and again and again. Don't accept those microchips. They're going to be tied to your social insurance number. They're going to be tied to your bank accounts. They're going to be tied to everything. China right now has a social credit system where people are tied to that shit. And if you don't do what the government wants you to do, then your social credit score goes down. Then you can't use buses, planes, trains, etc. Your rights get restricted. It is insane what happens. Basically, look at China right now and what they're doing and their authoritarian state, and then look at us, and basically that's over here is what they're trying to get it to. They're trying to move us towards what China has right now. So just be aware of that. Keep a vigilant eye. I myself, I'm not giving into this fear. I'm choosing faith 100% of the way, and I would encourage everyone out there, please do the same. Love thy neighbor as you'd love yourself, and just go out there and spread faith and spread love. All right. Thanks everyone for watching this video. Really appreciate it. If you made it this far, you're an absolute gem. Love to carry the conversation on with you. Please feel free. Me and my friends are so deep down the rabbit hole. We would love to continue on the conversation. So have a great day. Thanks for watching, and peace.